What if I told you that the story you know might be incomplete? There are ancient artifacts and structures that challenge everything we think we know, revealing technology so advanced that it seems impossible for its time. From metals crafted with astonishing precision and mysterious inscriptions, to intricate machinery that seems straight out of the distant future. These enigmas have perplexed historians, archaeologists, and scientists. Today we are going to reveal some of these mysteries that defy logic and invite us to question our vision of the past. Are you ready to open your eyes to the unknown? Number 1. Egyptian clepsydra. The water clock, or water clock, is one of the oldest time-measuring devices, with origins dating back to ancient Egypt, around 1500 BC. This ingenious instrument measured time by the controlled flow of water to or from a container. The first Egyptian water clocks were simple, a stone or ceramic container filled with water, with a small hole in the bottom that allowed the water to escape at a constant rate. As the water level decreased, it marked the passage of time, often against a scale inscribed on the inner surface. The water clock played a significant role in various aspects of Egyptian life, from regulating nocturnal activities to timing religious ceremonies. Its use spread throughout the ancient world, with the Greeks and Romans refining the design for greater precision. The Greeks, for example, added gears and dials to track the hours more accurately. Despite its simplicity, the hourglass represents a notable achievement in early technology, demonstrating an understanding of fluid dynamics and the importance of time measurement. Number 2. Nilometer. The nilometer was a key tool for Egyptian civilization, as it allowed flood levels of the Nile River to be predicted. These annual floods provided fertile soil essential for agriculture. There were 3 main types of nilometers, and they all served the same basic function, measuring the height of the Nile water during floods, helping to plan crops and manage resources efficiently. The nilometer is another testament to the sophisticated technology that the ancient Egyptians used to adapt to their environment and manage their resources. Number 3. Greek crane. A vital invention in ancient construction, the Greek crane revolutionized the way large structures were built in classical Greece. First appearing around the 6th century BC, the crane was a simple but powerful device that allowed the Greeks to lift heavy stones and other materials to great heights, which was essential for the construction of temples, theaters, and other monumental structures. The basic design of the Greek crane consisted of a wooden beam, ropes, and a pulley system. A team of workers, often using a treadmill or winch, operated the crane, lifting massive stones that could weigh several tons. The introduction of the crane significantly reduced the labor required to build large structures and allowed for more ambitious architectural designs. One of the most famous examples of the use of the Greek crane is the construction of the Parthenon in Athens. The precision and efficiency with which the marble blocks were positioned is a testament to the effectiveness of the crane. Number 4. Shigar idol. The Shigar idol is an extraordinary artifact that challenges our understanding of prehistoric art and culture. Discovered in 1890 in the Ural Mountains of Russia, this wooden idol is the oldest known wooden sculpture in the world, dating back more than 12,000 years. Carved from larch wood, the Shigar idol measures approximately 5.3 meters tall, although it was originally taller as some parts are missing. The idol is covered with intricate geometric carvings, such as zigzags, chevrons, and faces, which are believed to have symbolic or ritual significance. The complexity and sophistication of these carvings suggest that the people who created it possessed a deep understanding of abstract thinking and symbolic representation, challenging the notion that such advanced cognitive abilities only emerged much later in human history. The purpose of the Shigar idol remains a mystery. Some researchers speculate that it may have been a totem object used in religious or spiritual rituals, while others believe it could represent an early form of storytelling or communication. Number 5. The Roswell Stone. It is a mysterious object that has sparked great interest and debate among paranormal investigators, ufologists, and UFO enthusiasts. The artifact was discovered in the 2000s in New Mexico, near the site of the famous 1947 Roswell incident, when a suspected UFO crashed in the region. The rock in question is small in size, approximately the size of a hand, and has an oval shape with considerable weight. What really stands out about the Roswell stone is the design on its surface, a series of geometric engravings that include a circle with a straight line through it, plus other complex symbols that resemble those found on the circles of the crops. A particularly interesting aspect of the Roswell stone is its unusual magnetism. It has been proven that the rock has magnetic properties that are not common in objects of its type. Some researchers have pointed out that this magnetism could be related to its origin or its possible purpose, although there is no conclusive explanation in this regard. These engravings and their magnetism have led many people to speculate about their extraterrestrial origin, as the designs seem too precise and elaborate to be the work of nature or humans. Additionally, the stone's unusual magnetism adds another layer of mystery to its story. However, the scientific community has expressed skepticism about claims of an extraterrestrial origin for the Roswell stone. Analysis and laboratory tests have been carried out to determine its composition and possible origin, but no conclusive evidence has been found to support the theory that the rock comes from another world. Some alternative theories suggest that the stone could be a piece of art or a human-made object from a past culture. Despite the controversies, the Roswell stone remains an object of interest to both researchers and the general public, and its origin and purpose remain an unsolved mystery. Number 6. Klerksdorp spheres. The 3-billion-year-old spheres in a small town called Ottosdal in northeastern South Africa. Workers in some pyrophyllite mines have discovered something strange. These mysterious spheres are known as Clare spheres. They are dark reddish-brown and slightly flattened, between 1 and 10 centimeters in size. Some have 3 parallel grooves on the edges. The most notable examples appear to have been manufactured. Most intriguingly, carbon dating has estimated the age of these objects at 3 billion years. At that age, the Earth was still too young to host an intelligent species capable of manufacturing these spheres. Many organizations are interested in this artifact because it supports the theory of ancient astronauts or an ancient civilization. They maintain that these spheres are perhaps misplaced artifacts. Artifacts like these are supposed evidence that an intelligently advanced civilization existed billions of years ago, before the biblical flood that wiped out every living thing. Supporters of the ancient astronaut theory believe that these spheres were created by intelligent extraterrestrial beings. Number 7. The Wedge of Ade. About 50 years ago, a group of miners found an object so strange that many have come to believe it came from outer space. It was discovered on the banks of the Mureș River in Iat, Romania, when miners were searching for something completely different: 2 mastodon bones. But that was not all. More than 35 feet deep, they found an object with no date, no purpose, no clear explanation, and no apparent function. It was called the aluminum object or wedge of Iad. The fact that the wedge of Iad lacks antiquity and purpose makes it very confusing. Its location is also very strange, since it is unlikely to discover an object made from newly discovered materials among the bones of a beast that became extinct 11,700 years ago. To further complicate matters, this object was covered in patina, a coating that takes thousands of years to develop. Furthermore, this object could also pass as modern, since it is made of a material that cannot be differentiated from today's aluminum, something that should have existed 11,000 years ago. The location and dates surrounding this object don't add up, nor does its shape seem to serve any apparent purpose. It is suspected to have extraterrestrial origin, but there is no valid theory. Number 8. The Betz sphere. In 1974, the Betz family found a mysterious metallic sphere while exploring newly acquired land in Florida. The sphere, about 20 centimeters in diameter, seemed to have magnetic properties and peculiar behavior, as it made strange sounds when touched. Attempts by scientists to explain its origin and function have been unsuccessful, and to this day the Betz sphere remains an unsolved enigma, generating theories ranging from extraterrestrial technology to unknown natural phenomena. Number 9. The Dropa disk is an enigmatic object discovered in a cave in the Bayan Karaula region of China in 1938. It consists of a series of stone discs engraved with strange symbols that have not yet been deciphered. It is estimated that they are more than 10,000 years old. The story behind the discovery has fueled theories about extraterrestrial visitors and advanced ancient civilizations. The discs are believed to be associated with a tribe called Dropa, described in local legends as small, fragile beings. Although some researchers have suggested that the discs could be evidence of past alien contacts, others consider them as a possible representation of the culture and technology of an ancient human civilization. The authenticity and exact meaning of the Dropa discs remain topics of debate and speculation in the scientific community. Number 10. The Baghdad batteries. We all know that the use of electricity, historically speaking, is a fairly recent process. However, in 1932, by exploiting an ancient tomb near Baghdad, they managed to extract several vessels, leading many people to wonder what the actual use of these vessels was. On the one hand, there is the theory that these vessels were basically to store scrolls and that's it. On the other hand, there is the most interesting theory. When investigating what was inside the vessel, they realized that it was a copper cylinder and a metal rod between clay. By applying an electrolyte, they were able to light a modern electric lamp, which led them to the conclusion that this was the first model of electric battery. But there is a problem. These vessels are dated to the year 200 BC, many years before the use of electrical energy in our daily lives. Number 11. Pre-Columbian airplanes. When we talk about ancient relics representing advanced technology, one of the most unique examples is that of a small gold figurine that remarkably resembles a modern airplane. In fact, it is considered very important evidence for the ancient astronaut theory. In 1997, German aviation experts set out to test the flight capabilities of pre-Columbian aircraft by building a scale model equipped with landing gear and an engine. It was quite simple because there was almost no need to add parts to the model. Nothing affected the perfection of its design. Everything had been made by those natives more than 2,000 years ago. Once the remote-controlled model was completed, it was tested on a makeshift runway, took off, and flew. And it demonstrated how perfect the streamlined design created by this ancient people was, indicating that they must have witnessed something similar. It is not explained how, but it must have been that way. Number 12. Egyptian magnifying glass. This rock crystal was found in the tomb of Pharaoh Seneps, which, after being observed and analyzed, has every appearance of having the function of a magnifying glass, similar to those we know today. However, the dating of this magnifying glass is 4,800 years ago, which symbolizes a great feat of the ancient Egyptian technological level. This is because the simple act of polishing said glass would require cerium oxide, which was only discovered in 1803 by the German Jacob Berzelius. Number 13. The stones of Ica are a set of carved stones found in the Ica region, Peru, dating back several centuries. They have generated controversy due to the detailed images they depict, some of which show humans interacting with dinosaurs, challenging the conventional narrative of the story. Although some experts believe they are modern fakes, other opinions suggest they could be evidence of coexistence between humans and dinosaurs. The images on the stones covered topics ranging from agriculture and hunting to surgery and astronomy, suggesting advanced knowledge of the region's ancient inhabitants. Although some stones have been analyzed and are considered authentic, the exact origin of the carved images remains a mystery. Various theories have been proposed about its meaning, from mythological representations to evidence of advanced technology or even extraterrestrial visitations in the past. The study of Ica stones continues to offer new perspectives on the ancient history of the region and the world in general. Number 14. Ancient Egypt is often associated with extraterrestrial civilizations. It's hard to believe that people who lived more than 4,500 years ago could build the Pyramid of Giza and then all the other pyramids. Many people still believe that ancient pharaohs had contacts with extraterrestrials and possibly were extraterrestrials themselves. And here is confirmation of this. In 1925, British archaeologist Howard Carter was excavating the tomb of the legendary Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun. Inside the sarcophagus, he found not only the mummy of the ruler, but also many valuable objects, one of which was a dagger. This artifact was studied by many experts, but for a long time they could not determine what material it was made of. Recently, Japanese scientists from Tohoku University finally managed to discover it. It turns out that the material from which Tutankhamun's dagger was made contained the same elements as the Kharga meteorite, which was discovered in 2000 near Alexandria. It is likely that the dagger was made from fragments of this meteorite. However, how the ancient Egyptians knew the technology to make weapons from meteoritic material remains a mystery. Number 15. The main penny, or Goddard's coin, is a fairly simple object. This is a Viking silver coin from Norway that dates back to the time of King Olaf, between 1180 and 1235. However, there is a small problem with this coin. It turns out that this coin was found in the state of Maine, as its name indicates, in the United States. So we could be facing evidence that the Vikings discovered the American continent and were in contact with the Native American peoples before the arrival of Columbus. Number 16. The Hammer of London. The Hammer of London is one of the soups that I like the most, because of the change in history that its existence causes. There are multiple theories that try to disprove them, from people who believe that it is not a hammer and was some very capricious form of nature, and the other that the rock originated around it over time. However, what makes this little hammer so interesting? Well, its origin is dated nothing more and nothing less than between 145 and 66 million years ago. That is, in the era of the first dinosaurs, even before the Jurassic, which basically states that this object really shouldn't even exist, and in case you're wondering, no, in that era, basically, no humans existed.